It's production time. I'm Reid Stefan, realest puppet in the game. Today, we're taking a closer look at the best new stock plugin in Ableton 12. This is something that I've been wishing for Ableton to drop since I first discovered it almost 20 years ago. It's specifically made for vocals and pitch correction, but has features for modulation and special effects that take your vocals to the next level. I'm talking about AutoShift. And in this tutorial, I'm not only going to teach you how to use AutoShift, but how to get creative and transform raw vocals into a finished vocal production. Plus sound quality and latency comparisons between AutoShift and Antares AutoTune Pro that you're not going to want to miss. So let's jump right into the sauce. This Ableton session is for a song called Peak off of KARRA's new album, and all the vocals that you see here were recorded through the Austrian Audio OC818. This mic not only sounds phenomenal on vocals, but offers some really cool dual output recording features that we're going to touch on later. But let's get into AutoShift here in Ableton 12. I have it loaded up as the first plugin here on my vocal chain, and just like using any other version of AutoTune, the first thing I always like to do is dial in my key scale, which is minor, and choose the voice range of my singer. Now in this song Peak, the lead vocal sits mostly in the higher range.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved.
And AutoShift intelligently gives you an indicator as a hint of what range the incoming signal might fall in, because these are actually 3 different algorithms, and it's always best to match your source material. Next, you have strength and smooth. Now these sort of sound like the same thing, but they affect different parts of the notes. Strength affects the center of the notes, or the sustained part of the notes, where smooth affects the transition between notes, or just faster notes in general. As we turn this all the way up, you could hear full blast, like T-Pain AutoTune effect.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be
and it's turned down strength.
Involved. I'm playing God, ain't no complex, just confidence. You know I got the best. The door's unlocked, so you can come inside the ride. Don't stop.
Oh, it's turned down smooth.
If you hit it regularly, might get a lick or two, but all this liquor going through my system got me overdosed.
Let's try a high strength and slower smooth.
Riding on this big horse, take me up that mountain, yelling from the peak. Baby, let me
I really like around 80% and smooth around 30 milliseconds.
What you tryna eat?
But for different parts of this song, we're going to be dialing in different settings. And below that, you could see your custom scale piano, which shows you which notes are and are not allowed in the scale. And now this song actually hits a B, which isn't normally in the scale of C minor. And you can see our preset is now changed from minor to custom. And below that, we have shift, which transposes your audio, but instead of using semitones, it uses scale degrees, which follows the 7 notes in your scale instead of the 12 chromatic notes.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off.
And all of your shifting is happening post-correction. This entire page that we're looking at is known as the quantizer. You may not want the auto-tune style effect going here in AutoShift, and you can turn this whole thing off. And then at this point, you could just use AutoShift as a pitch modulation tool. For example, we could just turn this up a little bit.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved. I'm playing God, ain't no complex, just confidence. You know I got the best.
And you can definitely have fun with your audio like that too by dialing in different modulation shapes, modulation speeds, or having it affect the volume or Formant. For example, we could do a tremolo effect by having this affect our volume.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved.
But let's leave the quantizer on for this song because that's more the effect we're going for. Now over here, besides our pitch correction, we have pitch shifting and formant shifting. This is really useful because it allows you
I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off.
To do a similar control to what you have here, but when you use pitch and formant, you have the option to do like a 50% blend.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved.
Some cool effects.
God in a complex, just confidence. You know I got the best.
Now, I might not use this on the lead, but this is a really cool effect that you could use later in the song. Like over here during the bridge, we have some cool opera with Adlibs. Let's try pulling the pitch down. Oh. We could totally automate this. Let's turn the smooth up. These swoopy, bendy notes will sound better a little smoothed out. Hey. And one of the things I love about AutoShift is it's really friendly on the CPU. I have one instance running on every single channel, all the way from the top down to the bottom. And for the CPU to only be hitting around 12 or 13% is pretty nice, considering we have all these other plugins going, processing with EQ, compression, de-essing, reverb, and delay. And then out here at the outro as well. This is almost like having AutoTune and Little Alter Boy all in the same plugin built into Ableton. And that's pretty useful to me. Now, the last control that we have here is called Vibrato. And this is how you add or decrease vibrato in a performance. Let's take something with some long sustained notes like these opera performances. And it's got a little bit of vibrato in there, but maybe we can enhance this a little bit more with AutoShift. Let's put this after the Polar Designer. Oh, and by the way, Polar Designer is a plugin that comes with the OC818 that lets you choose a polar pattern after you make the recording. This is what's so cool about multi-output microphones is you can do cool spatial tricks like these for vocals that you want to be really wide. Let's go to vibrato. And you can see as you turn that up, it detects that a sustained note is happening. Boom. So you can get some really cool vocal fluttery effects, and maybe I would automate this up like so. Keep it nice and natural, but still enhanced. And that vibrato really just ties this Phantom of the Opera themed outro together so nicely. So even if you're not using the quantizer for pitch correction, you could still use this plugin just for format shifting or vibrato altering, and you don't have to run a voice through it. Any monophonic sound source like a brass instrument, a woodwind, even a guitar just playing single notes at a time, or a bass guitar. These are all things that you can run through AutoShift, but today we're just checking it out on vocals. Let's try turning in a slightly higher strength and a faster smooth speed and pace this around on all of our doubles. I like having the leads a little more relaxed and the doubles can be a little bit tighter and more tuned. I don't need a surfboard, riding on this big horse, take me up that mountain, yelling from the... And then maybe when it comes to Adlibs, let's hit this like almost all the way. Just to kind of have fun with these. I like making Adlibs feel like a party, and AutoShift is just a perfect effect to do that. Now this sounds really good to me, but I'm curious, how good does it sound compared to the authentic Antares AutoTune algorithm? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out. Let's load up an Antares AutoTune Pro here on every vocal, and let's give it the same exact settings. C minor, advanced, allow B into the scale. One thing AutoTune has that AutoShift doesn't have is tracking. And I like this knob because it allows you to customize the plugin for a live vocal setting or a studio vocal setting. When you're in a quiet space like this, I think a higher tracking number sounds much better, but when you're on stage and other instruments and noise are bleeding into your mic, maybe a lower tracking number. I kind of feel like I've gotten a little bit more control just by looking at this plugin rather than looking at AutoShift. But we're comparing a included stock plugin with a DAW to a $400 plugin, which almost costs as much as the entire DAW together. So you would expect a few more specialized features, like graph mode, which is a way for you to manually tune your vocals by hand, Melodyne style, all inside of the plugin. And if you want to learn a complete deep dive in graph mode, I actually have a course on that, which I will link in the description below. But back to auto mode, because that's really what we're comparing to AutoShift.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved. I'm playing God, ain't no complex, just confidence. You know I got the best. Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved. I'm playing God, ain't no complex, just confidence. You know I got the best. Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved. I'm playing God, ain't no complex, just confidence. You know I got the best.
I'm hearing a little bit more loudness coming out of this plugin, but that's just volume. Obviously, we're talking about pitch correction here. It's also a little bit more clear and bright coming through AutoTune as well. Let me listen back and forth one more time.
Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. Oh, I'm in the mood, I'm about to take things off. You can be there, you can be real involved.
I don't know, AutoTune does sound a little bit more professional to me, whereas AutoShift, I liked it, but then once I heard next to AutoTune, it definitely sounded like a knockoff. Somewhat to be expected. Also, still very impressive for a stock plugin included with Ableton. Let's try maybe different strength settings.
Lights out, love me all the ways. Go down, let me concentrate. I might.
It sounds pretty good.
Till it breaks, yeah.
And let's switch it back.
Love me. Lights out, love me all the ways. Go down, let me concentrate. I might ride your body till it breaks, yeah. Don't speak. Love me.
Okay, the more I listen to this, the more I could hear AutoTune Pro sounding substantially more professional in the note selection, the note transition, and also just the clarity of the audio coming out is not getting this, I don't know, it's like a weird MP3 vibe that I'm hearing. Let's try taking all of these plugins out of the entire acapella, and let's try copying AutoTune Pro across everything. And hear all the vocals together through AutoTune, and then we'll switch back to AutoShift.
Surfboard, riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the peak. Baby, let me use you. Show me what that mouth do. Notes on the menu, what you tryna eat? I don't need a surfboard, riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the peak. Baby, let me use you. Show me what that mouth do. Notes on the menu, what you tryna eat? Get a little taste of the yum, yum, yum. Get a little squirt in my water gun. Give me your brain, go dum, dum, dum. Stop until I peak. This body and this bedding for the weak. And baby, we ain't stopping till
After hearing them side by side, I could confidently say I would probably pick them out in a blind test every single time. That muffled MP3 sound that gets added when all the vocals go through AutoShift becomes quite noticeable when it's 12 channels on top of each other with the same effect. But for the most part, it chose the right notes and it went between them pretty nicely. I think there was more artifacts in AutoShift as well. I don't know, that's just what I heard. I'm curious to know what you guys heard in the comments below. The next test that I want to try is how well this plugin performs for live vocal tracking and what the latency feels like. So we're going to enable live mode, and we're also going to go into AutoTune Pro, into the settings, and enable use low latency, and switch to classic mode so that we have the best possible results with each plugin. Let's take a listen.
Don't need a surfboard, riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the. I don't need a surfboard, riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the. Baby, let me use you. Show me what that mouth do. Know what's on the menu, what you tryna. Baby, let me use you. Show me what that mouth do. Know what's on the menu, what you tryna. Get a little taste of the yum, yum, yum. Get a little squirt on my water gun. Give me your brain, go dum, dum, dum. Stop until I, ooh, yeah. This body and this bedding for the weak. And baby, we ain't stopping till I.
In the live tracking vocal situation, it seemed like the AutoTune algorithm performed a lot better. I heard a lot of artifacts and uncertainty coming from the stock plugin, whereas the AutoTune felt really concise with its note choice, and I think helped KARRA's performance a little bit more than AutoShift did. Now, we talked about the few things that AutoTune Pro can do that AutoShift can't do, but are there any things that AutoShift can do that AutoTune Pro can't do? Well, that would be right here, MIDI input. The ability to take MIDI notes, let's record some in real quick. It's just some random notes in the key of C minor that I played. Now let's take our lead vocal and get our MIDI input from piano.
I don't need a surfboard riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the peak. Baby, let me use you. Show me what that mouth do. No, it's on the menu. What you tryna eat?
And it's as easy as that to make harmonies.
I don't need a surfboard riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the peak. Baby, let me use you. Show me what the mouth do. No, it's on the menu. What you tryna eat?
Now, these harmonies are obviously some random notes that I just played over a metronome, but if you took the time to actually click in and customize the melody and mess around, you could make some really cool harmonies out of duplicates of your lead vocal, and you know I love that.
I don't need a surfboard riding on this big horse. Take me up that mountain, yelling from the peak. Baby, let me use you. Show me what the mouth
Go down an octave.
No, it's on the menu. What you tryna eat?
And it follows
Get a
the
little
notes.
taste of the yum yum yum.
Go up 2 octaves.
My water gun. Give me your brain, go dum dum dum. Stop until I peak.
Now that's cool. And that's something that you can't do in AutoTune Pro. So overall, how good of a tuning plugin is AutoShift? I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Whereas I would give AutoTune like a 9.5 out of 10. But hey, considering that it's included with your DAW, I really can't complain. Consolidating the functionality of formant shifting, and pitch correction, and using your MIDI keyboard to tune your vocals, plus pitch modulation, vibrato, AutoShift just might be the best stock plugin in Ableton for vocals. Does it beat out a $400 plugin in a head-to-head comparison? Maybe not. But does it get you by for what you need with what you have? Absolutely. So there you have my complete overview of the best new stock plugin in Ableton 12, AutoShift. If you want to learn more about the Austrian Audio OC818 or the HI-X20 headphones that we were using to record this vocal, I'll include links to that in the description below and catch you guys next time in another video.